So the most popular question I get around brand registry is how much does it cost? Would you be surprised if I told you it's absolutely free? Don't believe me? Come on in, I'll show you what I mean.
Nine University is a team, and we have to share what we know with the world, with you. It's not about what we offer, it's about gaining knowledge and expertise from real people, building real businesses that you can apply to yourself. Let's freaking get it. Nine University. It's who we are.
Easily one of the most popular questions I get about Amazon's brand registry is how much does it cost to get in? And that's somewhat of a loaded question because technically speaking, Amazon doesn't charge anything to enroll in brand registry. So you have to unpack that question a lot. One of the requirements, or the requirement to be in brand registry, is that you have an active registered trademark. And so the cost of getting that registered trademark is something separate, but it's not something that you're going to pay to Amazon. So I want to make sure people are really clear, because everybody's like, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? And you have to kind of walk through, like, brand registry doesn't cost anything. And then people are later on is like, I had to pay $1,000 to get my registered trademark. Okay, but you didn't pay it to Amazon. All right. So the cost of getting a registered trademark is a separate conversation. Speaking for the United States, it starts at about $250 to register with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And that's if you're going to do it by yourself. Okay, you can go on their website, you can fill out their form and upload your logo and pay your $250 and be on your way. And generally speaking, these times may vary, but generally speaking, it takes about 9 to 12 months for your trademark to get registered if everything goes well. Oftentimes, it does not. The trademark office has questions, and they'll have you follow up, and you can get lost in a lot of things that they are asking for. I did it on my own the first time. It took me over 2 years, but I did get it done. And I paid $250 to do it. So it is doable. The second trademark that I went with, I got a lawyer, and it was much, much easier. And typical fees I've seen, don't quote me on this. Any lawyer can charge whatever they want to. But I've generally seen the fees somewhere around $800 to $1,200 for them to handle your trademark filing. And understand that that's generally the upfront fee. What you want to pay attention to is any subsequent fees. So not only if you are filing for multiple classifications, but lots of times, like what happened to me when I did it on my own, is the trademark office comes back with more questions, or they deny it the first, and they didn't necessarily deny it, but they said, this is unclear. And so we need you to make it more clear, like answer these questions and follow up and everything else. And so typically with an attorney, every time that they have to do more work, the price tag is going to go up. So generally that $800 to $1,200 fee is your flat upfront fee. There will be more fees, or could be more fees attached to it if they have to do more work and dispute with the trademark office on your behalf. So pay attention to those fees, because they can rack up pretty quickly. So your cheapest flat front fee may not end up being the cheapest attorney. Sometimes someone whose upfront fee is a little more expensive can be cheaper in the long run because there's so many things that they will do before they start tacking on additional fees. Okay, so just pay attention to that. Now, the other thing that comes up is Amazon has a program called IP Accelerator. And that is there because lots of people don't like to wait 9 to 12 months before they get their registration back to get into brand registry. Now understand, no one is going to get your registration done quicker for you. I've heard some stories out there about people who hired an attorney and got it done in 120 days or something like that. It's pretty remarkable. That has not been my experience with the USPTO. Generally, once you file, it's like 3 to 4 months before a case attorney even picks it up and looks at it. And then there's this whole process of, they review it and everything looks good. Then they put it out for public comment. And that's like 30 or 60 days that people can review it and put it back. And so there's just this time. So I'm not saying these people are liars. It just hasn't been my experience that you can get it done in 90 or 120 days, but maybe you can. So IP Accelerator isn't going to get your registration done quicker, but what IP Accelerator does is these are a bunch of pre-selected attorneys by Amazon, and the agreement is that if you file your trademark with one of these attorneys, once the filing has been made, the attorney will let Amazon know that they have filed on your behalf, and Amazon will go ahead and let you in while you're waiting on your registration. So you don't have it yet, but they'll go ahead and let you into Brand Registry and start using some of the services. And I do say some because there are a few brand registry services that you don't have access to immediately. Most notably is transparency. You still have to have your registration before transparency will let you do that. So just want to jump over real quick and show you the websites. So for brand registry, you just go to brandservices.amazon.com. That will bring you to this website. If you already have your registration information, you can just go straight over here to get started, and you apply, and they'll ask you for your registration information, and you punch it right in there and wait a couple days as they validate everything, and they'll let you right into Brand Registry. Okay. If you are interested in IP Accelerator, you just go to brandservices.amazon.com/IP Accelerator, and that will bring you to this website. And once you're in here, if you click on the Get Started, that will take you to a list, the list of attorneys. Now this list has been growing, sometimes contracting. I guess sometimes some of the attorneys are like, I don't want to do this anymore, so they remove themselves. Amazon does not set the price. Each attorney sets their own price. Again, the prices I have seen in here are about $850 to $1,200, depending on which one that you go with. In typical Amazon fashion, there is the number of reviews and a star rating, so you can see somebody you might want to do business with. I will tell you the strategy that I went with. I did go through IP Accelerator when I did my second trademark. And I actually went with this Hobie Williams, mainly because, let me get my head out of the way here, mainly because they only had 9 reviews, but they were 5 stars. And being an Amazon seller, when you first start out, you know how hard it is to get reviews. And we're all a little more hungry for work. We're all a little more hungry for sales when we're first starting out on Amazon, and we're trying to get those reviews, and we'll bend over backwards. And so I took a gamble. I spoke to a few of these other attorneys as well, but I took the gamble that, you know what, I have a hunch that these folks are a little more hungry to do something with Amazon. They've got a 5-star review, but they only have 9. I'm going to go with them. They weren't the cheapest, they weren't the most expensive, but I had good results, and I will end up leaving them a good review as well. So that was just my strategy, not necessarily endorsing them. All of these have been vetted by Amazon. And again, in typical Amazon fashion, if you have a service provider that's not living up to Amazon's expectations, they will remove you. So you should know that all of these attorneys are going to be good attorneys and do the work you need. But you still need to talk to all of them and interview them yourself, and just go with your gut and who you think is going to do the right job for you. So that is how much it costs to get into Brand Registry, and why I always say it's a little bit more complicated than just saying $850 to $1,200. Because, like I said in the beginning, if you already have an active registration, you've already paid for that, getting into Brand Registry isn't going to cost you a penny. Now, some of the services inside of Brand Registry do cost. Most of them are actually free. Transparency, I have another video up where I talk about transparency. There's a cost associated with that. It's 5 cents per unit. There are some advanced advertising services within Brand Registry that are on like a pay-per-click model. But there are many services within Brand Registry that are absolutely free. Things like Amazon Store, Amazon Live, being able to upload videos to your listing, A+ content, all that doesn't cost a penny. And so it's worth the price of admission. So I hope this was helpful. If you want more detailed information, I've got a link below where you can get, we can go really deep into all of these subjects. But I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked that video, then I definitely know you're gonna like this one too.
Yep, and I made it just for you guys, so click
Click the
right
link below.
here.